today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Well, my name is Caitlin Brumley. I'm an occupational therapy student. Can you tell me your name and date of birth?
Melanie Day, February 22nd, 1953.
Okay, awesome. Well, today we are going to talk about some assistive devices, assistive technology, and adaptive equipment, which is just all different kinds of things that I'm gonna recommend to you based on your concerns and your needs, and it's just gonna help you be able to get things done that you want to get done more independently and just more just faster and better.
Yeah,
better
good.
in your life so you can do things that you want to do.
Sounds good.
So first I want to ask you some questions just to get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah.
So just tell me a little bit about yourself, tell me a little about what your concerns are, what you're having trouble with, why you're here today.
So as you know, I have multiple sclerosis. I have a lot of issues with my balance mainly. Somebody told me that I have vestibular problems.
Okay.
I have a lot of trouble with like coordination, I feel like, and forgetting things. I lose my balance kind of easily, and then I also get dizzy whenever I like bend down to bend over. So
Okay.
I haven't been able to garden, which that's what I really like to do. So those balance problems have kept me from being able to garden. But I mean, I don't really ask for help because I don't want to feel like a burden to anybody. So.
Okay. So you said you enjoy gardening. What are some other things that you enjoy doing?
I like cooking and traveling. Well, I like to cook. My husband does a lot of the cooking now, but it was fun whenever I could do it. Traveling. I really enjoy doing housework. It's a way for me to kind of clear my mind. I used to hike like a lot and walk a lot, but I just get too tired to do things like that now. I mean, I miss being able to carry things like a purse or like even just walking with a water bottle.
Okay. So you said that you used to go hiking, but now you get tired hiking. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
I mean, I guess I get tired very early in the day, so I'd say around 11 in the morning, sometimes late at like 12 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Usually earlier though, depending on how much I do.
Okay. So would you say those are some things you're wanting to get back to?
Yes.
Is there anything
absolutely.
else that you haven't mentioned yet?
No, I'd say my number one thing is gardening.
Gardening? What about, you seem like you're pretty busy with travel. You used to travel, hike. Do you want to be more active?
Yeah, I mean, I just haven't been able to do any of that stuff recently, but I mean, if I was more active, then yeah, I would be able to go back to traveling, hopefully.
Okay. So what household chores are you able to do, if any?
Not really that much, just depending on how tired I get. I mean, I can wipe the counters after I do something, but I know I can't do my laundry. Our washer and dryer's in our basement, so that's kind of just out of the question for me.
So do you have stairs in your house?
Yes.
Do you have upstairs and
Oh,
downstairs?
no, we just have the downstairs.
Okay. So tell me how you get around in your house then.
So I actually use like 2 trekking poles. I use them whenever I would hike too, but using those to kind of help me keep my balance and walk is just the easiest thing for me.
Okay. Okay. So does that work for you, or?
Yeah, I just don't have anything else.
Okay. Do you still get fatigued whenever you use that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have handrails on your stairs to help you get up and down the stairs?
Leading down to the basement?
Yes.
They're pretty small. I mean, it's an older house, so I don't really trust them. So I just don't even go downstairs.
Okay. So So do you miss doing housework? Is that one thing that you mentioned earlier? You miss doing housework and
Yes.
want to be able to do that again?
Yeah, I just feel bad letting it all be on my husband.
Okay. Downstairs. So do you have any rituals or anything that you used to participate in that you want to be able to participate in now?
Like spiritually?
Yeah.
No, I'm not really into that kind of stuff.
Okay. So it seems like your biggest concerns are your fatigue, your balance, and just wanting to be able to do the things that you used to do. And would you say that the fatigue and the balance are the biggest things that are keeping you from doing those things?
Mm-hmm. That's why I can't really garden.
Okay. Alright. Is there anything else that you would like to let me know?
No.
We're going to go ahead and get started with the next thing. All right, Melanie, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to introduce your assistive device. And what I've chosen for you is the rollator. So this is right behind us. This is what a rollator is. Have you ever used one before or seen one?
I've seen one, but I've never used one.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go over like what it is, why I chose this one for you, how to care for it, how to use it, and things like that.
Okay.
And then I'll talk with you how you can get one and stuff. So basically, what rollators are good for is it's good for people who have, they have good stability for the most part. They just get fatigued. So as you can see, there's a seat, and what that's for is it's for like sitting if you get tired. And like you mentioned, you enjoy going on walks, you enjoy being outside, but you just get fatigued after walking for a long period of time, and you wish that you could go on walks and be more active and do more things around the home without getting so fatigued. And you said you get fatigued around 11 a.m., which is pretty early in the morning. So hopefully by using this, you can use it around your home. We can reduce that fatigue, increase your activity tolerance so you can complete those activities, and you can last longer throughout the day without getting tired. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There was research that I did and found how walkers with wheels or rollators like this are indicated for people with just moderate deficits, like I told you, and it's to increase your stability, and it's more stable than like a cane or just like a singular cane with just like one point on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So it does have wheels, and it has hand grips right here, and it has this seat and this back part right here for more comfort and for your back to rest on it if you need to. So I have this, and this is going to go over the safety of it and the care and the maintenance of it, and then I will demonstrate how to use it.
Okay.
So like I said, it's indicated for patients who get more fatigued. And it's great because there's a built-in seat, so it allows for rest breaks during activities, so you can finish those activities and increase that activity tolerance. So your precautions, I think that you have some safety precautions because you talked about when you bend down, like when you're gardening, you lose your balance, you get dizzy. So this is going to help you with those safety precautions to allow you to sit maybe and have that stability to like reach down and do things like that. So, and you also have like endurance as a precaution because that could increase your risk for falls, and then you are a fall precaution as well, and then fatigues. So those are some precautionary items that I want to keep in mind. So the endurance, fatigue, fall, and safety precautions. And then some contraindications to this device. If there's ever anything wrong with it, don't use it. If the wheels are stuck, if you can't get the brakes to unlock or anything like that, this device would not be safe for you to use. So yeah, and if the brakes don't work, it's not safe, things like that. And one of the most important things is for safety, do not sit in it while you are moving.
Okay.
So the brakes should be on at all times when you are sitting. This is just to keep you safe, to make sure that you're not going to fall or hurt yourself.
Okay.
So I will go ahead and I'll share with you the care of it. So what you can do is use mild soap and warm water, and you can wipe off the handles and all of the metal parts Using soap and water, you can use that to kind of clean all of it. And then for the wheels, if you want to use like a scrubber, like a soft sponge scrubber, you can get all the debris or like the dirt off of the wheels. And then some of the safety precautions on here, I kind of talked about it. Make sure that the rollator is fully opened and the seat is down, so make sure it's not folded. It's open, the seat's down and locked. In the down position, make sure that the knobs are fully tightened and are at equal heights. Make sure you test the rollator for stability before you just take off to make sure that it's not gonna fall or that it's able to hold you. And then you're gonna wanna test the locks, the hand locks, to make sure that they work and that the wheels are staying in place. And then whenever you release them, that they should roll. And make sure, like I said, you always lock it before you sit down. So locking is down, and I'll go over how to use it and stuff like that in a second. I'm just going over the safety. But that is the most important part of the safety, and you're going to keep this. And then for the maintenance and care, just make sure that all of the parts are secured, nothing's coming undone, nothing's too loose to where it could be falling apart. And if that ever does happen, I suggest contacting the company who made it, potentially having someone come look at it and tighten things up and fix it for you. But if there is anything that's ever concerning to you about it, don't use it, okay?
Okay.
Until it is fixed. Do you have any questions about that before I demonstrate all the things about it?
Ready to learn.
All right. And then I'll share with you where you can get it. So this is a rollator. Make sure that it's unlocked. So whenever it's unlocked, the handles right here will be up, they won't be down. And whenever you do pull them down, you'll hear that click. And then that means that it's locked and you shouldn't be able to move the wheels.
Okay.
It's gonna slide a little bit, which is why if you were like a fall risk or if you did have like severe balance issues, I would not recommend this. But since you can walk independently and you use poles in your house to walk, you have pretty good balance that I can tell. So to use it, yeah, you're just gonna push it and walk behind it, making sure that the wheels are all going in the same direction, all the wheels are working. If you need to slow down and have the rollator help you get to a stop, you can squeeze up on it, just kind of like a bike, like how you squeeze on bike handles. You can squeeze up and it'll brake, and then once you get to that stop, push them down, feel that lock, and then you can start doing things or whatever. To sit down, what I'm gonna recommend is do not do this. I don't want you to just take your hands off and turn around and then sit down. What I want you to do, make sure it's unlocked, and I want you to kind of wheel it behind you while you're still holding on. And then once you get to about right here where you can't twist anymore, you're gonna switch your hands, lock it, put it down, and then get the seat.
Okay.
Okay?
It's easy enough.
Pretty easy, not too bad. So yeah, the main thing, just make sure that whenever you're sitting, you pull the brakes down. And whenever you're pulling it around to sit, that you're not turning yourself, you're turning the device.
Okay.
So you still have that stability to hold on to while it's turning. And what's the most important thing whenever you're sitting?
That it's locked. The
Yes.
brakes are locked.
It's locked and you're not moving. I don't want you to sit in it and scoot around in your legs. That's okay. Be safe. But so this is a rollator. That's the basic care how to use it, and on the sheet that I gave you, it also talks about some more like uses of it, more in depth. But so if you would like to read that more in depth, you can. But this is the basic how to use it. And yeah. Do you have any other questions?
No.
Okay. So Melanie, I know that you enjoy gardening. I know that that's something that you would want to be able to do, and you mentioned that it's hard for you to do it because you don't want to bend down, because bending down makes you dizzy.
Yes.
Because of your vestibular problems that you said you have going on. So I have found adaptive equipment, or just something that can help you, or we're going to modify and change that gardening task to something different to make it more accessible to you so you can still participate in that. It may not be gardening vegetables and fruits, but this is about...
I usually do flowers.
Oh, you do flowers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well this is perfect because what I have is a window box planter. So
okay.
Have you heard of this before?
I have. I've just never thought to use one.
Okay. Well, so basically, it's kind of what it sounds like. It's a window box planter.
Mm-hmm.
So you can nail it into the outside of your house in front of your window, or it can just hang on to your railing in your front porch. You can put it anywhere. You can hang it wherever. So basically what I want to do is be able to maintain because this is part of your leisure occupation, which is what we are wanting to focus on. So I want to maintain your leisure interests so you can still participate in this activity because it's important to you. And I want you to avoid bending because that is what is the safety hazard and why you aren't able to garden. So what this is going to do is it's going to prevent you from bending and losing your balance. So it's going to be hanging in a spot where you can sit and reach or stand and kind of it be at your waist level.
Okay.
So it's going to take out all of the barriers of why you can't garden, the whole bending over and stuff. So it is for outdoor use. If you wanted to keep it indoors, that's totally up to you. Maybe just put it in the sunlight so that stuff will still grow. Just some safety things to make sure that you do. It is using hammers and nails or screwdrivers to put it on there.
Girl, I make my husband do that.
Okay, perfect. So we don't have anything to worry about. You're hurting yourself. So just make sure that the box is secure. It's not going to fall. And also don't lean on the box because we don't know if it's stable. It probably can't hold human weight. So don't lean on it. Use your rollator for that or the railing if you're on a railing in your front porch. So this is great for people who enjoy gardening but maybe they can't garden anymore. And it allows for easier access to get to your flowers and to remain standing upright instead of bending over. And some precautions, like I mentioned, for the rollator is your endurance. So this is tailored to where if you have your rollator and you want to sit down because you're too fatigued or you're too tired, you can lock your brakes, sit down, and you can still garden. You can still water your flowers, plant your flowers, all that stuff. So those precautions are your safety precautions, your endurance precautions, and your fatigue and fall. So we're addressing all of those, and you're still able to do this activity addressing each of those precautions that you have.
Okay.
And something that I wouldn't want you to do, this would be a contraindication or something that you aren't able to do because of those precautions. If your basket falls, if it's not screwed in tight or if it's not adjusted tight enough and it falls on the ground, I suggest do not bend down and pick it up because bending is what causes your dizziness and your imbalance. So at that point, I would have you probably ask your husband or a neighbor, someone to help you pick that up and mount it back. So, do you have any questions about that?
No.
Okay, so I have pictures and images of the kinds of boxes that it would look like. So there's stuff on Walmart for $45 and then this box for $9.98, $10. So I don't have one with us, but this is going to be something that we can use today to kind of simulate what it would be like. So what I'm going to do is use some zip ties, and I'm going to zip tie it, hang it, and then we're going to practice putting stuff in it while we're standing, while we're sitting, and stuff like that. So this is obviously not a window planner, but it'll work for today for what we need. And I will show you how to use it. I mean, it's pretty simple. You're just going to put your flowers in it. You're not bending over. I'm not a master planner, but I'm sure you are. So you know what you're doing. This is just the box. So yeah, we're just going to hang it up. And you would just have someone hang it up, have someone help you hang it up. And then you're able to start planting.
Sounds good.
So do you have any questions about this?
No.
Anything? All right, and I also have just to hand out an online link that's public to anybody that I found, and I thought it was helpful for me because I'm not familiar with window baskets or flowers or anything like that. It talks about how you can care for it, some tips and tricks about watering and caring for it, how to install it, stuff like that. So I'll share that with you as well. That will probably help you too.
Sounds good.
All right. Okay, Melanie, so last, what I'm going to recommend for you is a duster that extends. So it extends this one specifically extends 6 feet. There's different ones that like are 3 feet, maybe 12 feet. I don't really know what all they have, and this is easy to get at Walmart, Dollar General, anywhere like that. This one was $15 at Walmart, and there's probably cheaper ones too. So this is going to help you in the IADL, or Instrumental Activities of Daily Living, which is a long word that we use, in your home management. So you talked about how you want to clean, you want to do some household tasks and chores, and you miss doing that. So this was one easy thing that I thought that you could use to kind of get you started back, kind of doing some housework. Maybe would be relaxing for you. You enjoy cleaning. So this will be helpful for you to dust things like a ceiling fan that's really high, too high for you to reach, and it's going to keep you from having to climb up a ladder and then potentially fall and hurt yourself. So this is going to help you remain under your base of support, and you can use this to extend, to reach high up, or to get your baseboards clean as well, so you're not bending over. So it's pretty self-explanatory. You just pull it up to make it longer, and this is as long as it goes. I can touch the ceiling with it, and I'm just sitting here. So it's great too because you can stand and use it, or you can sit and use it. If you sit and use it, your base of support is going to be better. You're going to have a better base of support, so you can reach outside a little bit more of your base of support and not lose your balance. But one safety thing that I'm going to just bring up is knowing how far you can reach outside of your base of support before you lose your balance. So that's very important, especially since you do have you are like a fall precaution. You could potentially fall because of your balance and fatigue. So we're going to work on that today. We're going to work on reaching and dusting and sitting and dusting. So this is, again, for people who would not be able to get on a ladder to do it or stand on a chair to do it. It would be too harmful for them, and allows you to maintain your base of support while cleaning. So hopefully this is a good start for you getting back to doing some household chores, and I can give you some more assistive technology to help you get back into doing some housework that you enjoy.
Okay.
So do you have any questions about this? All right. All right, Melanie, so now what I'm gonna have you do is demonstrate that you know how to use the rollator and that you know how to use your pot. Okay. So this will obviously be on your window or attached to your house somewhere, but I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate what I want you to do. So I want you to demonstrate walking with the rollator up to your pot at a safe distance, locking your rollator, lifting up the seat, and here we have gloves, your watering can, and your flowers and soil. So what I want you to do is put your gloves on. Make sure you put on the right hand. So this is going to simulate using your rollator for this activity as well as your gardening activity. So you're going to put your gardening gloves on because this is what we do whenever we're gardening. And then we're going to, using the rollator as necessary for stability, we can hold on to one hand if we feel like we are feeling good today and we aren't fatigued, we have a lot of endurance, and we can not use any hands. We're going to reach in here, and we're going to practice putting it into the pot.
Like planting my flowers.
Yes, like you're planting your flowers. So if you feel like you need to have some stability with this arm, using one hand, and we'll do about 10 of these. I'm going through it kind of fast just to show you. You can take your time. And if this is too much bending for you, you can always pull this out and place it on top of the seat. That may be easier for you. So you may want to take it out and place it on top of the seat.
Okay.
And then once we have all of our balls in there, we're going to take our watering can and we're going to water our flowers. Okay.
Okay.
And we're going to put all of it back, reaching into the basket, putting it back. And so this would be like a good day. You're able to stand while doing this activity. So let's say that you're having a harder time and you're getting a little bit more fatigued and you need to sit down. So then once you put all of it away and the gloves, I'll have you unlock the brakes, and then we're gonna practice spinning the rollator around, locking the brakes and sitting down. So then you can demonstrate to me that you know how to safely turn it around, lock it, and sit down. So what I'll have you do, like I said, you stay stationary and you move the rollator for you. And then we lock it. And then at this point, you'll keep a hold of here and we'll have your husband will be with you, I'm sure, making sure that the flowers are getting watered as they need and watching you do your activity. So he'll probably help you get this out. So I'll be helping you get this out of here. And then you'll take a seat with them locked. You'll place this in your lap. And then you'll put your gloves on, put your balls in, or your flowers in the bucket, and then we'll take our water our flowers, and then we'll put it all back. And then we'll hand this to your husband.
Okay.
You'll stand up. He'll put it back for you while you're holding on for support right here. He'll close it. Making sure everything goes back, and then we'll have you sit back down.
Okay.
Unlock it. Bring it back around, and then that'll be it. Do you have any questions? Okay. All right, Melanie, I'm going to be guarding you while you're walking. You're just demonstrating everything that I had you do. Walk it. Good. Put my seat up. Good job using one hand for that stability.
So then I unlock it and I turn it around. Then I would have Frank come and pull the basket out for me.
Which I'll do for you. You good right there?
Yep. Sit down.
Those are some pretty flowers. then what would be your next?
Off my gloves. And then have Frank come back and help me out a little bit.
Good job. Do you have any questions?
Nope, pretty easy.
All right, Melanie. So now what I want you to do is I want you to practice coming up to your fireplace that you have at home or just in your home. You're gonna practice coming up here. I want you to lock your brakes, pull open your seat, get out your assistive technology or your duster, and then I want you to extend it to the appropriate length, and I want you to dust the mantle right here, and you can hold on to this as you need, and then you can extend it all the way, and I want you to dust the picture above the fireplace, and then I want to see you dust the baseboards. So underneath here, maybe switching hands if you need to get the other side.
Okay.
Just practicing dusting any places that look dusty over here. And if you start to get tired, you can put this back, unlock it, spin it around. Have your husband come around and help you. You might can do this one yourself. Looking. This. With it locked, and then you can safely sit down and maybe practice dusting here. Just things like that. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, great. All right, whenever you're ready. Like that? Yep, perfect. Thank you for demonstrating. Do you have any questions?
No.
All right, I don't think I told you where you can buy one of these rollators. They're at Walmart and they're everywhere online. I found one at Walmart for about $60. That was the cheapest I found. So they're at Walmart, they're on Amazon. You can find them everywhere.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about that? All right, good job.